Greetings internet, it's Monica, and today I am so excited to finally be able to announce a secret project that myself and my friend Brianna have been working on for a little while now, and I'm so excited to share it with you guys, and that is the Magical Girl Society. Both Brianna and I are huge fans of magical girl stories. We really grew up on them, or at least I know I did, and we were inspired by those magical girl stories to want to celebrate magical girls in a variety of genres and mediums, from film to anime to books and everything in between, including real life. We have lots of big ideas for the Magical Girl Society and where we may want to take it in the future, but to start things off, we are kicking off with a Magical Girl book club and Magical Girl anime club, and we are going to be hosting all of these activities over on our Discord, which I will link in the description box below. You can also follow us over on Instagram and on Twitter. On Twitter, we'll mostly be posting updates and things like that. On Instagram, it'll be, inspiring photos and what you would basically expect to be on Instagram, but Discord is where we'll really be hosting our community and talking about what we're reading and watching and just engaging with each other. I'm so excited for this new project. I think it's going to be so much fun. I adore Brianna. Her content is always so bright and fun, and I'm just excited, honestly, to be able to create this with her because she's just amazing. So that's like half the fun of this whole project, and also to be able to have a new way to have a community with you all who also maybe love magical girls and want to celebrate them in your reading or what you're watching, etc. So yeah, for the book club, we have the first 3 months picked out, and our goal with the book choices is not to do manga, because eventually we probably will do a whole manga club also. But with the books, we wanted to take inspiration from our love of magical girls and celebrate basically feminism in fantasy. Our first book is starting off in October, and we're going to be reading The Bone Witch by Rin Chipeco, and this is one that I've been wanting to read for quite a while. It's actually a book Brianna was telling me about how it was recently review bombed, which, if you guys aren't familiar with that term, basically if you are outspoken about progressive topics, sometimes people will group together and decide to mass review your book at like 1 star so that they can hurt your sales potentially. So obviously that is awful. So I'm really excited to pick this book up and just see how I get along with it. It also sounds like the perfect October read because it involves necromancy. Our main character comes from a family of witches, but she discovers that she is a necromancer when she accidentally brings her brother back to life. However, in her community, people with her power, called bone witches, are ostracized because they're viewed as untrustworthy and wrong. And so the story is really about her coming into her own powers while also trying to navigate her world in which she's viewed as an outsider. And then also I'm assuming there's like some big bad that she has to fight along the way. So yeah, I'm really excited for this one. I believe it's the first in a series, so I think it sounds really fun. In November, we're going to be reading A Deadly Education by Naomi Novik. This is her newest release, and I'm so excited for this one. This is definitely one of my most anticipated releases of the entire year. Basically, I loved Spinning Silver with my whole heart. It's one of my favorite books of all time, and for that one, I really didn't know a lot going into it other than that it was a Rumpelstiltskin retelling set in a sort of Russian type of environment, and honestly that's all you really should know. So I've been trying to keep it also pretty vague with Deadly Education, because I don't know, I feel like Naomi Novik is really good at like giving you an interesting premise, but then like having the book be so much more than that. So at face value, at least, A Deadly Education is about set at a magical school. Our protagonist has this really deadly power where she can either save the entire school or destroy the entire school and kill everyone in it, and the story kind of follows from there. And I guess there's like monsters residing in the school and stuff like that. So yeah, very vague but honestly this book had me at magical school That's really all you need to tell me, so I'm really excited for this one. And then in December, we're going to be reading A Winter's Promise, and this is a French novel that has been translated into English. I know so many people who absolutely adore it. I actually started it a year or so ago, and I really liked it as far as I got. It's just like one of those things where I really liked it, but for some reason I didn't continue reading it, so I'm really excited to continue it and finish it finally. But from what I had read, it was so whimsical and just like the perfect winter fantasy, like you might assume from the title. But I would really actually recommend not reading the full synopsis for this book. I just think it gives away a lot. Like, it's very in-depth, and I don't know about you, but for me, I prefer synopses that are a little bit more high level, that are just broad, kind of gives you more of a general gist of the book versus like a full this is what's going to happen. But basically we follow our main character, Ophelia, and she lives in this library and she works there, and that's all she really wants to do. She doesn't care about appearances, she doesn't want to get married, but her family has other ideas, and they arrange for her to get married to this blonde, grumpy guy from another country, towns, kingdoms, I don't know what you would call them, but they all exist on these different floating islands called arcs, and they each have their own distinct culture. And so she ends up leaving her arc for his, and the story takes off from there. So yeah, I don't know a whole lot more other than that. I think that was like basically as far as I got in the book, but again, the way that it had read while I was reading it was just really whimsical, and I loved the main character as far as I had gotten into it, so really excited to dive back into that one. And then for our anime for October, we are going to be watching Madoka Magica, which is one of my favorite animes of all time. I'm really excited to rewatch it, and it is a magical girl anime, but it also really explores the ideas within the magical girl genre and kind of subverts a lot of those ideas. It is a little bit dark, I will say, but as someone who can't handle dark anime, I was fine with it, but you know, definitely keep that in mind. There's a decent amount of violence going into this one, but I love it, and I'm so excited to watch it with everyone who comes and joins the Magical Girl Society and just talk about it with you all. I think that'll be really fun. As of right now, we only have October picked out for the anime watch along, so if you have any suggestions, feel free to leave them in the comments down below or in our Discord server if you decide to join us. But I think that is basically everything. I do want to give a big shout out to the artist that we worked with for the imagery for the Magical Girl Society. I'll link her Instagram down below. Her name's Valentina, and she's just amazing. I've commissioned pieces from her a couple of times now, and she's just absolutely amazing to work with, and her art is stunning. I am so excited for this design that she has created. So our little fox friend over here, her name is Kira, and she is our magical girl guide. I feel like every magical girl always has to have a magical pet that guides them through their journeys, and Kira is ours. She is an opalescent Arctic fox, and I just think she's beautiful, and Svetlana did such a good job in creating her, so I'm really excited about that. So yeah, I think that's really everything. I just wanted to announce this and share it with you all. I'm so excited to see just where this project goes from here, and to, you know, celebrate magical girls with all of you guys. So if you're going to be joining us, let me know in the comments down below, and I'll see you over on the Discord. Bye!